Martin Stekelenburg, I always struggle with his name. Is he fit
It's a difficult one, eh? Martin Stekelenburg. No, he's okay. He did training session today and yesterday. And if that continue for the rest of the week, then he's available.
Any other injury setbacks?
No. The same injuries as last week.
So how is everybody, given obviously you were quite cross after the game against Spurs?
No, we know we are in a difficult situation. 1 out of 15. Of course, we had a bad run last year, but not like this one. And it's always difficult because that means maybe a little bit lack in confidence, lack in belief, and yes, the best medicine is to win the game, and then it comes back. But I think there are enough positive things out of the Tottenham game. Only the way how we lost, the way how we conceded the first and also the second goal. It's not what I expect defensive-wise of my team.
You used the word last week, worried. To what degree are you worried? To what degree are you angry? To what degree are you optimistic?
No, first of all, I'm of course worried because it's a bad run, and of course the distance down and also the distance above us is short. That's not a problem, but sometimes if we get a negative moment in the game or 1-0 down, then I think the team is changing a little bit. The team is doubting about the qualities. The team is not playing what they can, and that's all about confidence. But they have to realize that we can play good football. But in the part in the game when we're really good, when we're really creating chances, then you have to score, and that's the difficulty. That was also last season sometimes the difficulty to kill the game. We had some big results in high scores, but in the rest of the matches we didn't score a lot, and that's the same problem. And defensively we need to be stronger. We need to be more ruthless than we were against Tottenham.
Obviously it's private, but have you spoken to the players about this tendency to be, I think you called it too nice?
Yes, but because if you see the clip of the first goal, then still you will be very angry, because that's impossible that one player win 4 battles of 5 defenders, of 5 players of Southampton. That's still, in my opinion, unbelievable that happened. But okay, it's behind us, and we need to react and to show, because still we have some very good parts in the game, but then you need a goal, of course. And if we get back in the result, then yeah, a team who is not winning, a team is maybe more doubts than normally, and the confidence is not like normally, then it sometimes looks like a mental problem.
You touched on it in just then about the gap between the top 4 and you and the bottom 3 and you is pretty similar. And you've spoken about the danger of being drawn into a relegation battle, but is there also the optimism you can get up there?
Yes,
at the top?
of course. If you look to the table, if you have 2 wins, you fight for European football. And if you lose twice from now, then you will fight against relegation. And that's the Premier League at the moment. And that not is only for Southampton, but for much more teams who had that problem. And you cannot go up, but you can go down and fight. And then I think you have to be realistic. You have to see both ways. And of course, I'm normally positive, thinking about my team, but you have to be realistic.
So Could you do without a team like Arsenal being next, or is that something that you welcome to try and boost the confidence
No,
of the result?
but we know the Premier League is it's a tough competition. You can win against everybody, you can lose against everybody, and maybe now, if you watch Arsenal, maybe it's more difficult to win against Arsenal than it was last year. But because I think Arsenal is a little bit different now than it was. They still, in my opinion, it's more a counter team than it was before. If you watch the game yesterday, it was a lot of domination of City, but the best chances were for Arsenal because one of the big strengths of the team is the transition to attack. It's so fast and with good movements, with very good players, and it's more easy to defending when Giroud is on his half to do pressing and the whole team is back and behind, and it makes it more easy for the defenders. And the goalkeeper makes a difference, what they didn't have in the last few years.
It's interesting you say that because Per Mertesacker is saying today that Arsenal have found their plan B and they displayed it last night. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think that's well done, and that's maybe one of the reasons that they have more regular results in the last few weeks. If you see Arsenal, if they don't have the ball, they have 11 players close to the box, and that's difficult. And you have to be worried because if you lose the ball and the transition is the transition what they can have, then it makes it very difficult.
Are they the favourites at the moment to win the title, do you think?
No, not. I think there are more teams. Still, it's not halfway in the Premier League, but they are looking stronger than it was last year. Yes.
Could Victor Wanyama help them?
I don't know why.
Some suggestion that they're preparing to bid for him in January.
Yeah, but okay, they can prepare what they like to prepare. Don't spend time to prepare to buy or to try to buy a player of Southampton because it's impossible.
No one's going.
No, that's the same story.
What about coming in, given recent results?
No, we're okay. We know what we like. We know what we need. And that's a question for the board to talk about. But the focus has to be for the next games on the Christmas weekend.
Thank you, Ronald. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Victor Wanyama said the other day it felt like you need more time to gel after the summer. Is that fair, or is now the time, or have you had enough time?
Yeah, but I think it's in my opinion, it's not about now the changes in the team. Maybe yes, about because we lost some very good, strong players. And of course, if you lose that quality, maybe you don't have that level at the moment. And maybe some players at the moment not at the level what they were last season. A little bit more struggling. Expectations, opponents. It's a lot of reasons why maybe we are a little bit more struggling than it was last year, but still the team is good, and still how they work together is good. But of course we need to improve in certain details in the game and yeah, be more clinical. Defensively be more ruthless and but it's not so far away. It's close. Still, I think and I believe that we can turn it around it.
Obviously, we've seen a few managers lose their job recently. Southampton have seemed over the recent years fairly stable, fairly smart with how they go about things, no panicking, nothing like that.
But that was all about the results.
Exactly.
Pochettino did a great job. Ronald Koeman did a great job last year.
Okay. Do do you come under pressure then, or do you think?
Now every manager is under the pressure. If you sack Mourinho, if you sacked Mon from Swansea, then we know it's all about the philosophy of the club, the philosophy of the people, the chairman, the board of the club, and it's still quiet in Southampton, but maybe in 1 month it can be different. And we know if you're long time in football, you know what can happen, and I'm not worried about that. If it happened. I do my job. I do my best for the club. I do the best what I think what I have to do, and nothing else.
I guess the players must know. They must be frustrated as well. Obviously, I know you said that's.
Yeah, it's difficult to play because we know and we have the experience from last year how nice it can be. But okay, I knew it before. It will be a difficult season, but still, it's not too late. Of course, we know, and we need a win. That's normal. If you don't win in the last 5-6, of course, the best medicine to get the confidence back is winning, because you can keep positive, you can showing a lot, you can work hard, and you can do good training sessions. But the final whistle makes a different world if you win or lose.
And just when, obviously transfer rumours are what they are, but is there any frustration sometimes where you've been very clear, every time you've been asked about the fact that no one will leave in January? Do you think sometimes other clubs maybe purposely let people know that they might be interested in certain players to try to see what happens at their end?
That's possible. That's possible. We know, because it's every time the same. They talk about players from Southampton because we have some good players, and of course there's always an interest in players, and the ambition of players is also about playing Champions League. But we know what we like to do. We know how we do our business, and that means in January nobody will leave Southampton.